Hello my friends, it's nice journey of HTML CSS interview questions with all of you. But I am observing that most of the people are not following my complete playlist, so they are having lots of doubts. So please follow the complete playlist of HTML CSS interview questions to get all your doubts resolved and be confident in each and every interview. Hello, my friends. Let's move to our next interview question. That is, by how many ways one can place two div in a single line? Firstly, there are multiple ways to place two div in a single line. The first one is using display inline property, and then we have display inline block property. After that, we have float, flex and grid. By using all these things, we can place our two div in a single line. Let's see each of the methods in detail in our VS Code. In our VS Code, we have already created our two divs placed inside a container. And using display inline, I want to have these two divs in a single line. So I will simply write div and then I will write display inline. So due to that, my both the divs will come in a single line. Next way we can do using display inline block. Yes, now also both the divs are in a single line. The third way we can go for the float. Let's see how float works. We will here write float left. Still my both the divs are in a single line. But here one can use the float left to one of the div by specifying some class name or the id and float right to the other div. So both the content will be at the extreme end. Once we are done with the float, it's time to see our next method, that is using flex, how we can place both the divs in a single line. So for that, we can simply make use of our container. And in the container, we will write display flex container and then display flex. Now our both the divs are still in a single line, so we can make use of a flex to place both the divs in a single line. Then we have by using grid. So for by grid, we will write display grid, and then after display grid, my both the div will not be in a single line. So we need to display how many columns we want. So we will write grid template columns, one fr for the first column, one fr for the second column. So with that, our both the divs will be again in the same line or in a single line. With this, we will sum up this particular question, and this is a very important CSS interview question. Thank you very much for now. Let's meet in our next video tutorial.